CTV Edmonton. Local breaking news with Jeremy Thompson.
This is being chaired by the Premier herself. That is different.
What's next for Alberta? Pensions, police, pipelines, and provincial sovereignty are on the agenda as a new series of town halls gets underway. Good evening. Premier Danielle Smith chaired the first of 10 town halls on Alberta's future this evening. The Alberta Next panel aims to take the temperature on a number of UCP pet projects and provincial grievances with Ottawa. It's the latest in a series of public consultation panels in Alberta. The most similar to Alberta Next was 5 years ago when then Premier Jason Kenney set up the Fair Deal panel.
They distilled what they heard into an historic document that is thorough, thoughtful, and constructive in its 25 recommendations.
Kenney's panel touched on topics like trade, equalization, pipelines, provincial police, an Alberta pension plan, and more. This new panel aims to consult Albertans for fresh thoughts on those same issues, many of them, plus a deeper look at immigration policy and collecting our own income taxes. Alberta's separation will also be top of mind. The meeting in Red Deer is this first of 10 in-person town halls. The next one is tomorrow in Sherwood Park, with the rest spread through August and September. You need to secure free tickets to attend. One political scientist says this Alberta Next panel is unique because the Premier herself is chairing the meetings. Dwayne Bratt will be watching to see who is able to attend and whether participants stay on the government's preferred topics.
Because the Premier is there, are you going to see other questions emerge about AHS procurement, about coal mining, about book banning in schools that aren't on the agenda? Do they get up there?
If you can't make any of the in-person meetings, there will also be 2 town halls online in October. All of this discussion is meant to inform the referendum questions the government is promising to ask the public next year. The Alberta NDP is hosting its own series of town halls starting in mid-August, calling it the Better Together Summer. Well, threats of violence against the South Asian community have prompted another Edmonton Police Town Hall. The meeting will be held Monday, July 28th in the Mill Woods at the Southwood Community League. Police say they're investigating a small number of threats against the South Asian community. The town hall will be a chance for people to connect with police about their concerns. Last year, police held a town hall for the South Asian community after a series of violent extortions and arsons targeted at home builders. Police haven't said what the current threats involve. You will need to register online beforehand. A Calgary police officer has been charged with 2 counts of second-degree murder following a shooting 2 years ago. The shooting happened after what police at the time called a slow-speed pursuit. Today, Alberta's police watchdog says evidence it reviewed provides reasonable grounds to move forward with the charges. CTV's Tyson Fedor reports.
Calgary Police Constable Craig Stothard, seen here from a CTV News story in 2018, is facing 2 counts of second-degree murder in the shooting deaths of 2 men.
Surprised by the rarity of these charges related to Canadian policing.
A rare charge for a police officer in Canada to face. On May 29th, 2023, police responded to reports of a stolen cube van driving erratically, but very slowly along Memorial Drive near Reconciliation Bridge. Police said officers pursued the vehicle and tried to intercept it with a barricade of police cruisers. The driver did not listen. Police opened fire, and Levon Fox and Wesley Davidson were killed. A 3rd man was taken into custody.
We recognize the profound impact that this incident has had and will continue to have on all involved. Many lives will and have been impacted forever.
Alberta's Serious Incident Response Team investigated the case for more than 2 years. It recommended the charges following evidence it gathered. The chief did not name the victims, but did refer to Fox's Indigenous heritage.
This news today does not change the fact that we are committed to providing equitable and culturally respectful policing services and embracing Indigenous worldviews.
The 51-year-old officer involved is a 15-year veteran of the Calgary Police Service.
We can't give the officer the benefit of the doubt that just because he's a police officer and has had the training, that his actions were justifiable. The Crown has made a determination that they think they can get a conviction. So it's going to have to play out in a court of law.
Alberta Health Services is warning of a potential measles exposure in Jasper. The health authority says a person with measles may have stayed at Whistler's Inn last Monday, July 7th at 10 p.m. to July 8th at noon. The person may also have been at the Montana's restaurant on the 7th between 6 and 9 p.m. Anyone who was also at those places during the specified times may be at risk for developing measles. As of this afternoon, 1,323 measles cases have been reported in Alberta. Well, people who live in a Beaumont neighborhood say they feel misled by a 4-story apartment building sprouting up in the middle of their community. The city says their confusion is understandable, but the project follows Beaumont's rules. CTV's Connor Hogg has more.
People are concerned here in Beaumont, and we're not happy.
People who live in Beaumont's Dancero Meadows neighborhood say they're frustrated and disappointed. The target of their hard feelings, this complex.
We're just looking for a little bit more communication into how we can mitigate some of these issues. This is the front of the building then.
The plot of land was supposed to be home to 12 units. The city of Beaumont says those original plans fell through in 2019. The city approved a new 54-unit building in 2024. It says the proposal met the city's land use bylaw. A petition against the project has more than 1,000 supporters.
I can already see the top of the first story from my back deck, and I will lose all of the sky that I can see.
Barb Valentine backs onto the site. Along with others, she's concerned about privacy, parking, and whether there will be enough space on this alley road to get to her garage.
There's no public transit to speak of in Beaumont. There are going to be so many vehicles trying to find parking space.
The city of Beaumont has amended its parking space rules since this project was approved, but the new guidelines are not retroactive. In a statement to CTV News, the city says residents' confusion is understandable. However, there was no intent to mislead the public about how many units the building would contain. It says current infrastructure will be able to handle the population increase. While consultation with homeowners is not required under the land use bylaw, the city says council has approved changes that will improve communication about development in the community. Some say the project is pushing neighbors away.
I have some great neighbors. They're moving on. Some will be moving out of province. Some will be moving to other neighborhoods in Beaumont.
I feel sick when I see this.
I'm sure
I just feel sick.
People who signed the petition say they're not opposed to the project, but would like to see fewer units. In Beaumont, Connor Hogg, CTV News.
RCMP in southern Alberta are looking for a man who stole a pride flag while making a Nazi gesture. It was caught by a security camera Sunday night. Video shows a man walking up to a home in High River. He then made a Nazi salute and ripped a flag off the front porch. While walking away, he made another gesture towards the camera. Mounties are asking anyone who might know the man to contact them or Crime Stoppers. A person has been arrested after allegedly hijacking a small plane in Victoria and landing it at Vancouver International Airport. Social media videos show at least 5 RCMP vehicles stopped behind a plane on the tarmac. A witness reports the Cessna was chased on the runway by law enforcement before the pilot eventually stopped and was arrested. RCMP say the pilot was the only one on board and was taken into custody. At least 9 flights were diverted and others were delayed. A Western Canadian ostrich farm has been fighting to stave off in order to cull its remaining herd after dozens of birds were infected by avian flu last winter. Today, the fate of the 400 birds was taken all the way to the Federal Court of Appeal in Ottawa. CTV's Judy Trin has the latest.
The fight to save these ostriches has moved from remote BC to a federal courtroom. The ostrich farm owners are appealing an order by the Canadian Food Inspection Agency for a mass cull after positive tests for avian flu. The owners say the remaining herd has recovered.
We have almost 400 ostriches that are 182 days healthy today and loving life.
The court heard that the CFIA made their decision in just 41 minutes after getting 2 positive tests for H5N1 in December. 69 birds did die in the avian flu outbreak. Not all were tested. The owners lost their previous court challenge in May, but their case has gained support from Donald Trump's administration. Former American TV host Mehmet Oz offered to provide the ostriches sanctuary at his Florida ranch, while Secretary of Health Robert F. Kennedy Jr. wrote a letter asking Canadian authorities to spare the birds in the name of science.
We're a recovered flock. We offer so much more opportunity to Canada than we do live, than we do slaughtered.
The owners say the ostriches are also being used in COVID research to develop antibodies, but the Food Inspection Agency denied them a research exemption because they did not provide documentation of the studies. Supporters of the farm say this is an example of government overreach.
The health department needs to look after other issues, not kill off someone's livelihood.
But virologists say avian flu can remain in the herds without symptoms, and a mass culling is the most effective way of preventing spread of the disease.
Stop the virus roll of the dice, and we do that by stopping the virus whenever we can. Don't give it an opportunity to pass through animals. Don't give humans an opportunity to come into contact.
It's unlikely for the Federal Court of Appeal to render its decision today, but if they lose, the farm owners say they will take their fight all the way to the Supreme Court. Judy Trin, CTV News, Ottawa.
The Bar U Ranch National Historic Site in southern Alberta aims to be authentic. Even the gift shop is adorned with relics and artwork celebrating Alberta ranching. One of those items was recently sold by mistake. Now, friends of the Bar U are hoping to recover it. CTV's Stephanie Thomas explains.
About an hour south of Calgary, the Bar U Ranch is a throwback to a time when the buffalo roamed. This painting by Corey Bawalda imagines the landscape and the bison on the Western Range before the Bar U Ranch came to be. It hung here on the wall until last week.
What were the chances of somebody walking in, seeing that, and going, oh, how much is that? Is that for sale?
The staff member who sold it didn't realize the piece wasn't for sale and was owned by the gift shop General Store, managed by the Friends of the Bar U.
We had the perfect storm. We had a brand new staff member. She had opened the store like 10 minutes earlier.
It was sold for what the store bought it for a year ago, but the price tag isn't being shared. The ranch estimates it's worth about $10,000 if it was ever put up for sale. However, the artist says it was a priceless addition to the ranch.
I paint because I enjoy it, but it's not the monetary value of it or anything. To me, it means more to me to have it there.
To celebrate Canada's Western history.
And it's the only spot in Canada that celebrates that authentic sort of evolution of ranching in Canada.
A Facebook post regarding the painting is getting hundreds of shares.
It's not a crime, it was an error, and we'd just like to fix that error and bring the painting home.
She says the store is offering a full refund. Stephanie Thomas, CTV News, Longview.
A player with the Edmonton Riverhawks is one step closer to the big leagues. Pitcher Carson Latimer was taken in the 12th round of the Major League Baseball draft by the Cincinnati Reds. Latimer is from Delta, BC, and was one of the 19 Canadians selected during the draft. Riverhawks head coach Jake Lanferman says while his team is losing a talented pitcher, he's really excited for Latimer's new opportunity.
Having him on our roster this summer, he had great numbers. He's a class act of a character. He's a great guy, and it was just really fun to watch him do his thing, especially here Canada Day in front of 9,000 people too. I think he touched 99.25 was the final clock in. So he's got a big league fastball. He's got the stuff to move on to the next level.
Two other players who previously played with the Riverhawks were also chosen by major league teams. First baseman Jack Gurevich was taken by the St. Louis Cardinals in the 3rd round, and shortstop Robert Phelps was selected by the Philadelphia Phillies in the 19th round. And when we come back, an Alberta veteran and his wife are about to cycle more than 600 kilometers for a cause close to their hearts. And then, forget about birdies and eagles. Golfers at one local course are keeping track of doggies during a special tee time.
The biggest challenge, I think, is going to keep him out of the water hazards, so we'll see how he handles it, but should be good. It's nice to be able to bring him out.
Good evening, folks. 23 degrees and lots of sunshine through the day here in Edmonton. Wind was fairly light as well. Almost all of that's going to change. We'll see a similar temperature tomorrow afternoon, but mostly cloudy skies, maybe a little bit of wildfire haze, and some gusty wind. Details on that and the rest of your forecast.
An Alberta family is worried after a neighbor was caught on camera behaving erratically. While police say it's a mental health matter, the family thinks police and political leaders need to do more. CTV's Alicia Fieldberg reports.
A peaceful neighborhood in southeast Calgary is where Joffrey Davila and his family have lived for 12 years. But a neighbor's bizarre behavior has them thinking about moving.
This is really home for me, so it's kind of hard.
When his truck was vandalized, he installed security cameras. Later, video captured a neighbor on the driveway holding hatchets and shouting racial slurs before chopping into their planters. Davila called 911 but says the responding officer called it a mental health incident and never followed up.
I just don't want someone to get hurt. I don't want him to get hurt or he can hurt someone else.
Last week, he called 911 again after video caught the neighbor kicking Davila's garage. Then again that night when they woke to loud sounds and saw this video of the neighbor with hatchets at the front door, once again shouting slurs.
Oh, it's terrifying. I was shaking. I don't really get scared, but that one scares me.
He gave an officer his videos, and days later, after CTV called police, he got a text saying police are still investigating. CPS says it received 4 complaints, but says, while the behavior is concerning to police, there is currently insufficient evidence to support criminal charges. Officers work closely with mental health specialists.
Once an individual is then supported and addresses that, these behaviors should be mitigated, but it's tough. I do emphasize with it the situations.
But one legal expert says that's not good enough.
When you have a neighbor standing in front of your front door with 2 hatchets spewing racial epithets, that's an offense in the Criminal Code of Canada. Police are dealing with fire here. The police have got to up their game here.
Davila wants action, and not just for his family.
There's a mental issue involved. Of course, they need help, right? But us too, we need help. We need peace of mind. I want my house to be my sanctuary.
Alicia Fieldberg, CTV News, Calgary.
An Alberta veteran is preparing for a bike ride in support of a cause close to his heart. Retired bombardier Jeff Lowe and his wife will be cycling more than 650 kilometers across Iowa starting this Saturday. After a decade with the Canadian Armed Forces, Lowe was forced to retire in 2008 because of an injury. He battled both PTSD and depression. He's raising money for the Veterans Association Food Bank, which helped him out during his first medical crisis.
And ever since then, I've felt like I need to give back to them and to her and to every veteran across Canada to bring this to the forefront, because we suffer. The war's not ending. Just because we're out of uniform doesn't mean the war stops for us.
Lowe says he's spent a year and a half training for the bike ride. An Edmonton golf course is going to the dogs. On Mondays, the Cattail Crossing Golf Club invites golfers to hit the links with their pups. CTV's Neighbour tees up the story.
This is Tyler Douglas and Kobe's first time hitting the links together.
The biggest challenge, I think, is going to keep him out of the water hazards, so we'll see how he handles it, but should be good. It's nice to be able to bring him out.
Normally, golf courses want you to keep your pets at home. At Cattail's Crossing, dogs are welcome once a week.
Every Monday, we have Doggy Mondays all day. So a lot of people love to bring their dogs out there. Some people walk the course. Some people take carts.
Dogs of all sizes are welcome. They can tag along with their owners as they play 9 or 18 holes.
Never been able to take him out on a course. It's a nice way to spend an evening, and instead of having to take him to a park and walk him, we get to go play around a golf.
It's not just bonding time between pets and its owners. The dogs get to meet new friends.
We try and come every Monday with him, just because he's a puppy still, so you try and keep him in a bit of a routine, and it definitely helps out with his energy levels and gets him socializing with other dogs and other humans too.
Sometimes the golfers have to deal with doggy-related hazards.
I went to go tee off and he grabbed my ball and ran away with it, so.
Owners are required to keep the fairways clean.
Obviously things happen, but yeah, just making sure that you're taking them probably closer to a tree in the rough there.
Staff say the response to Doggy Mondays has been positive.
A lot of people absolutely love bringing their dog out here. Even people who don't have dogs, they love seeing dogs out here.
Doggy Mondays runs until the end of golf season. Naronisa, CTV News, Edmonton.
After the break, a message in a bottle spreads a Canadian couple's love story across an ocean.
We managed to get into the bottle. Sadly, we had to break it because we couldn't get the letter out.
Programming brought to you by James H. Brown Injury Lawyers, the heavy hitters of injury law.
Welcome back. It was a cool start to the day. 6 degrees downtown, 3 at the International Airport. Average low is 13. Get back close to average, though, under sunny skies this afternoon. High of 23. Should be about 22 or 23 again tomorrow. We'll start the day considerably milder as this cloud cover increases through the overnight period and sticks around through the day tomorrow. It's not going to be completely overcast, but cloudy with a few sunny breaks. Chances of some showers in through the foothills and maybe as far north as Grand Cache. You'd like to see a little more shower activity in this area here. It is really dry. It looks like this is, again, going to miss you as all those showers and thunderstorms develop further to the south and then continue to move off to the south. So this will not impact the Edmonton area for tomorrow. Calgary gets potentially another soaker there Thursday morning, and then it breaks down in the afternoon. And on the northern edge of this low pressure system, you might see a few scattered showers in the Edmonton area late Thursday. So dry tomorrow, Thursday, supper time or early evening could see a few hit and miss showers. As that low drops in from the northwest, the wind is going to swing around to the southeast. Now, we had some really bad air quality in through southeastern Alberta, and it does look like we may see a bit of that haze push in through tomorrow afternoon here in the Edmonton area, and then potentially sticking around through most of the day Thursday. I don't think we get into a situation where we're dealing with high-risk air quality health index readings, but potentially moderate risk. And you may notice that smoke a little more than we have for most of the summer. 7 degrees in Fort McMurray and Cold Lake. Tomorrow morning should be around 8 in Red Deer. 11s and 12s from Edmonton off to the northwest. Again, some of the warmest temperatures today and tomorrow in the northwest. Look at 28 degrees in high level, 24 for Grand Prairie, 26s in Fort McMurray and Peace River. As you move further south, and closer to 20 for daytime highs. There's that chance of showers and thunderstorms and through the foothills and possibly in Jasper and area as well. Breezy here in the Edmonton region through the afternoon. 22 and mostly cloudy skies. 23 and 24 Thursday, Friday. Slight chance of a shower late Thursday, and could see a few scattered showers both Saturday and Sunday. That is your forecast.
A Canadian couple says it's been a blast from the past to revisit a love letter bottled up for more than a decade. CTV's Garrett Berry on a message of hope that traveled across an ocean.
It was a day pretty similar to this one. Brad and Anita Squires, younger and more eager to enjoy every second they could.
We're still in the early stages of dating, and we were doing a long distance thing because I was working in BC. So it was like we used to try to pack as much nice things as possible when I was home.
Just decided that we had this bottle of wine, may as well do something cute with it.
So they scrawled the events of their September day together on a piece of paper in 2012 and stuffed it into a wine bottle. They threw it as far into the Atlantic Ocean as Brad could muster.
Definitely thought it smashed into a million pieces. Yeah, like it's such a sheer drop that's there, and these big rocks and rough waters.
A memory of a day well enjoyed, but not one they ever expected to return until...
Walking along the beach, I saw a glass bottle sitting in some seaweed that had just been washed up.
More than 12 years later, and 3,000 kilometers away on a beach in Western Ireland, their love note found a second act.
We managed to get into the bottle. Sadly, we had to break it because we couldn't get the letter out.
Since then, the phone hasn't stopped ringing. All around the world, people want to know more about these two lovebirds and the lives they've lived, their marriage and their children.
It's just like a possibility of something beautiful that can happen in your life. And it happened to us, and it can happen to anybody. Just like putting positive thoughts out there really can come back to you.
Brad and Anita say they really do live it every day. They really are as in love as they were on that special day more than 12 years ago.
If it gets like a little smile on their face and makes them happier, think about their own past loves or their current loves, then we're all for it.
A decade later, they're more than happy to tell their love story over and over again. Garrett Berry, CTV News, St. John's.
The first ticket packages for the 2026 FIFA World Cup are now on sale with some jaw-dropping prices. FIFA's official partner On Location has released its premium hospitality packages starting at around $2,500 and climbing as high as $40,000. The packages include gourmet dining, VIP lounges, and top-tier seats. Fans can expect to see some more affordable ticket options this fall. The World Cup next year happens in Vancouver, Toronto, Mexico, and the United States. And that does it for this edition of CTV News. Thank you so much for joining us. Have a good night.